So, let's get into his journey.
So, picture this. Huy, a Vietnamese-Chinese man, lands in California. He's chasing these big dreams of self-discovery, right? But the reality? It was just terrifying. He felt totally lost, like an outsider just trying to find some solid ground. He puts it this way: his ability to even talk to people was like a tiny little plant trying to survive a hurricane.
And you know where this feeling really hit him hard? In the most normal place you can imagine, a coffee shop. Just think about standing there, looking at a menu with a bunch of words you don't really know. You're so excited to be there, to be part of it all, but at the same time, you're just frozen with fear that you're going to say the wrong thing. It's that feeling of being completely exposed. All he wanted was a croissant. That's it, just a simple pastry. But the fear of getting that one French word wrong was just too much. He finally gets up the courage to try, but his voice, it just kind of dies out. You can almost feel that moment, right? That hesitation where everything just stops. The barista, she wasn't very kind about it. Instead of, helping, she just gives him this condescending smile and hands him a piece of toast, mockingly. It was such a small thing, but it was just filled with humiliation. He wasn't just misunderstood, he was made to feel small. And in that moment, he felt exactly like that piece of toast. It's a really powerful metaphor for how he saw himself right then and there. Just rejected, worthless, and completely silenced. I mean, that's an incredibly painful way to feel, especially when all you're trying to do is find your way.
But right when he hit that absolute low point, someone stepped in. And this is where we meet the first of his guardian angels, a woman named Linda. She was the one who gave him a voice of support when he felt like he had none.
This quote right here, it pretty much sums up Linda's whole philosophy. She was the kind of person who would always stand up for other people, even if she forgot to do it for herself. She looked right past all the surface level stuff and saw what really mattered, the kindness inside someone.
So what she did next was so simple but so incredibly powerful. First, there was just that touch, a warm hand on his shoulder. Then she spoke up for him, ordering the croissant he actually wanted. And here's the best part. She didn't just fix it and walk away. She turned it into a lesson, gently helping him practice the word. She turned a moment of public shame into a private, empowering one.
Later, they're having ice cream, and Linda shares this amazing piece of wisdom. She connected her own experiences of being judged for her body to this incredible well of empathy she had. Because she knew what it felt like to be mocked, she knew exactly how to step in and help someone else who was feeling small. Her own pain gave her this unique kind of strength.
So, Hugh's journey of healing didn't stop there. He then met his second guardian angel, Amelia. She was a pet communicator, and she offered a totally different, but just as powerful, kind of support, through the simple warmth of friendship.
Huy actually met Amelia after a really scary incident where he was bitten by a dog. And this is one of the first things she ever said to him. She wasn't just talking about physical weight, She was talking about carrying all of it, the burdens, the passions, the goodwill of life. Just her presence alone was the statement of strength and understanding. It was in her kitchen, which always smelled amazing from baking, that Amelia taught him this concept, the weight of friendship. And it's not a heavy, burdensome thing. No, it's this comforting, generous energy. It's that feeling you get from someone whose heart is just so big that they can't help but share their joy and comfort with you. And her impact on him was just huge. She helped him get over his fear of dogs because she saw his true nature, this shy, sensitive soul. She created this safe space for him in her home, using baking to help him relax, and maybe most importantly, she taught him that it was okay to just be himself, no judgment attached. Okay, so next up is Imani, the third key person in Hami's story. If Linda gave him a voice and Amelia gave him warmth, Imani gave him the sweetness of belief. She became not just a friend, but a professional partner and a true emotional rock. Imani said this with a big smile. Her belief was that feeling overlooked actually gives you a unique superpower. It makes you more willing to chase those impractical dreams and to take a chance on people that others might write off. She saw Hades' potential when he couldn't see it himself, and she invited him to build a future with her.
But Imani was way more than just a business partner. She was like the stable center for everyone in her life. The story calls her a control tower, and it's a perfect description. She was always there with practical help, a big hug, and just this steady emotional support, even when other people just saw her as a teddy bear.
This right here captures the incredible power of what they built. These women weren't just temporary fixes, they were the foundation. Because they believed in him, he could finally start believing in a bigger future for himself. One that wasn't just about his own dreams, but about shared risk and supporting each other.
But life is rarely that simple and happy, is it? The story takes a really painful but very realistic turn here. These beautiful, life-saving relationships were almost completely destroyed by these sudden, awful storms of misunderstanding.
And the contrast here is just so stark. On one side, you've got all the light they brought into his life, and on the other, these devastating storms that almost put it all out. He faced these near accusations from each of them, moments that came so close to shattering his reputation and breaking the trust he valued so much.
So how do you deal with that? How do you hold both the good and the bad in your memory at the same time? Well, the end of this story really focuses on this complex, messy, but ultimately lasting feeling of gratitude. This is such a powerful choice. Hui doesn't ignore the pain of what happened with Amelia, but he makes a conscious decision to let the memory of her kindness, that feeling of warmth in her kitchen, be what defines their story. It's an active choice to hold on to the good.
And this really is the ultimate lesson Hui took away from this whole thing. Real support, real understanding, isn't about trying to fix someone or mold them into who you think they should be. It's just about acceptance. It's seeing someone for exactly who they are and offering help with no strings attached.
So as we wrap this up, the story leaves us with this question. Think about the people in your own life for a second. Who has offered you that tangible, comforting support, that weight of kindness that held you steady when you felt like that fragile little seedling in a storm? It's a beautiful reminder of the power we all have to be that person for someone else.